Russia is starting to panic. Soldiers from France who arrived in Ukraine begin to conduct active combat operations, inflicting devastating blows on the forces of the Russian Federation. It took them a long time to adapt to the Ukrainian terrain, but it was worth it. Many people may ask why France has become actively involved at all. As a reminder, on February 1st, Russian troops attacked Beryslav, Kherson Oblast, and dropped ammunition on 2 vehicles carrying representatives of the Humanitarian Center. The explosion killed 2 French citizens. 3 more French citizens sustained mine blast injuries and gunshot wounds. In addition, Russia accused France of sending militants to Ukraine. As a result, a group of trained soldiers of a special type of troops was sent to Ukraine, and they've already taken part in fierce battles, driving the best French tanks, Leclerc. This tank is the main combat vehicle of the French army. It's currently considered one of the most advanced machines in the world in terms of the number of automated electronic systems integrated into it. Sometimes it's even called a tank that does not need a crew. The Leclerc was devoted to replace the AMX-30 tank, which provided high mobility and small size, but had poor protection. In terms of its basic characteristics, the Leclerc is not greatly different from other Western tanks such as the Leopard 2, Challenger 2, and Abrams, and in general, it's on par with them.
It's about mobility, it's about some form of weapon, the firepower, and some form of protection.
The Leclerc is heavily armored and has powerful destructive capabilities due to the 120mm CN-120-26 gun, which can easily handle heavy enemy vehicles. Among the interesting features of Leclerc is the automatic loading of shells. This made it possible to reduce the crew to 3 people and significantly minimize the weight of the armor, which means that the mobility is increased. By the way, the weight of the tank was reduced by 7 tons so that the Leclerc can reach a speed of 44 miles per hour, while the Challenger can only reach 34 miles per hour. But there is a downside. The handling is a bit lame.
There is no suspension, no springs at all on the vehicle, so everywhere you go, you're going to be flung around the place all the time.
Ukrainian soldiers also used this tank, but they had to adapt to the unusual mobility of the Leclerc. As soon as the soldiers learned how to operate such powerful machinery, they began to train their shooting, because it's also non-standard. The tank has a lot of electronic equipment such as an automatic gunning system, a unique sight, built-in radar, and others. The large number of sophisticated electronic equipment affected the cost of the tank. Leclerc is considered one of the most expensive in the world. The cost of one vehicle was $9.3 million. In addition, at the end of 2022, France began modernizing 200 Leclerc tanks, according to which the vehicles will receive an updated fire control system and new electronics, which will increase the overall price even more.
It's got that firepower and shock action as it's going forward as well. That really brings something new to the battlefield.
But even in this configuration, French soldiers managed to destroy about 6 enemy tanks and 4 armored personnel carriers. This is a remarkable result in such a short period of time. At the same time, Belgium donated 240 Volvo military trucks as part of its assistance to Ukraine. Before sending the trucks, both parties agreed to equip them with a small addition. Among the trucks that arrived, there are both conventional vehicles and those equipped with cranes and tow trucks. But the most important addition is the trucks with armed Belgian soldiers who are ready to join the battle. The most precise sniper tanks and the most successful tank used by NATO troops were delivered with them. When we say sniper, we mean the most accurate tank in the world, the KF-51 produced by the Rheinmetall Company. Its gigantic 130mm smoothbore weapon looks like futuristic artillery from movies, and it shoots just as well. Its incredible accuracy has already become a legend. Rumor has it that it can hit enemy vehicles with a conventional shell from a distance of 4 miles. This is an absolute record at the moment. The Russian T-72 will certainly not be happy to be hit by this pretty machine, and its striking power is not inferior to the Challenger.
That's one of the many things that make the tank amazing, is the ability to move as much mass.
In an effort to turn the project into a versatile combat vehicle, German designers decided to equip the KF-51 with a launcher for Hero 120 drones. It's placed in the roof of the turret and allows up to 4 destructive drones to be launched in turn, and any crew member can control them. Hero is capable of hitting targets at a distance of 25 miles and independently determining the location of the enemy. The capabilities of this drone allow it to be used as a reconnaissance vehicle, but its main purpose is to destroy equipment and stationary objects.
You lock on the target, and then the munition dives and hit the target.
There's evidence that the KF-51 is a joint project of Germany and Sweden, and its accuracy is taken from the Swedish Howitzer. The Archer is a self-propelled artillery system designed and manufactured by BAE Systems. It's a unique artillery system with high mobility and incredible accuracy. Thanks to the truck chassis, it has high maneuverability and the ability to move quickly on the battlefield, choosing the best position. When the position is found, a huge cannon that can fire guided missiles is used. It's in them that the strength of Archer lies. Like a real shooter, it marks its target and hits it with a single shot. This is exactly the kind of artillery that can be used to target tank crews by blowing them up from the inside. In addition to all of the above, Archer also has another firing mode in which the angle of inclination changes with each of the 3 shots. As a result, the entire deadly volley arrives at the same time. And as a bonus, Archer can fire at full speed, which allows it to minimize the risk of being detected by the enemy. Even if the wheels of the vehicle are damaged, as long as the inflation compressors and differential locks are working, the howitzer can move.
It's a life and death situation out there, and you absolutely want to be able to detect, recognize, identify the target, and engage that target before it has a chance to fire back at you.
The military of Ukraine and Belgium needed time to get used to these vehicles in military conditions. A new group of tankers was trained by NATO allies in Poland. The exercises lasted only 30 days instead of the usual several months. However, this didn't become a problem as most Ukrainian soldiers already have experience working on a tank. The entire program was held in several stages. At first it was theory, and then tasks close to combat conditions took place. We start with classroom theory, then move on to simulators and work on the basics. For example, starting the engine or some simple maneuvers, and then we move on to training on a real tank. Training on the tactical strip, learning different tactics, including how to act during live fire, said Polish Army Captain Stefanowicz. But neither the KF-51 nor the Archer can match the striking power of the best NATO tank, the Abrams. It has the strongest 120mm cannon with a huge arsenal of shells, making it an extremely versatile weapon of war. It's equipped with landmines, cluster munitions, and even guided missiles. The last one's a smaller version of the Excalibur projectile used for artillery. While conventional projectiles fly only 2 miles, after which they lose considerable accuracy, the Excalibur increases this figure 3-fold.
There's no tank out there that is more lethal, more maneuverable, more ability to provide shock effect on the battlefield.
The maximum accuracy and enormous combat power allows Abrams to destroy enemies from such a distance that they won't even be able to understand where they're being attacked from. With these projectiles, the tank can shoot down even Russian fighter jets. But how does it do it? It's all about the peculiarities of the current war. Ukraine has already received dozens of different air defense systems, most of which work very accurately and at great heights, but they have limitations. They cannot shoot down low-flying targets. Russian fighters have adapted to flying at low altitudes, and this is a great opportunity for Abrams to shoot them down. And finally, one more interesting fact, Abrams has a feedback system that measures the noise level in the cockpit and automatically adjusts the power of the main engine to reduce the noise level to an acceptable level for the crew. This makes it one of the quietest tanks in the world, reducing the likelihood of detection by the enemy and increasing the possibility of survival in combat conditions.
There's 1.4 million lines of code on this tank.
As you can see, Belgium, Sweden, France, and other European countries are trying to help Ukraine with equipment and battalions of their soldiers, and for good reason. All this is done to ensure that Kyiv can win a war with Russia without U.S. support. If Donald Trump comes to power in Washington, he may refuse to support it. According to government officials, Europe is desperately trying to increase its production capacity to be able to send weapons and ammunition to Ukraine to deter Russia for at least a year. Some senior officials in the British government believe that all that's needed to defeat Putin is time, and Europe should be ready to help Ukraine move forward. Even foreign troops that have arrived in Ukraine can be of great help in a war, closing wide defensive fronts or going on the offensive, gradually pushing the enemy out of the country. Assistance to Ukraine continues. The UK ministry has announced the largest aid package ever. More than $3.2 billion has been allocated for the purchase of new weapons. Ukraine will receive long-range missiles, air defense systems, and artillery projectiles, and about $200 million will be allocated for the development of drones. This seems incredibly great, but will it be enough to help Ukraine? In general, how did the course of the war change after the Ukrainian military received assistance from the Allied countries? To see the full benefit of foreign equipment, it's enough to look at how the lightweight American Bradley destroys Russian T-90 tanks. Surprisingly, no one believed in the power of this vehicle, but it turned out to be a real destroyer. The Bradley is one of the most famous and popular armored personnel carriers in the world, and this fame is justified by its awesome abilities, advanced technology, and ease of use.
And we see the development of vehicles that can keep infantry under armor and up with those tanks as they go deep into the enemy's rear.
The Bradley is a powerful combat vehicle designed to support infantry and engage armored targets. It's equipped with a 25mm automatic cannon for destroying lightly armored targets, as well as machine guns with 600 rounds each. But the most valuable thing on the vehicle is the Javelin anti-tank guided missiles, which we'll talk about later. However, the Bradley would not have gained popularity if these were all of its advantages. The main advantage of the Bradley is that it's much faster than tanks, accelerating to 50 miles per hour and still remaining very maneuverable.
Going to the full track gave them a much better off-road capability than the half-track design did.
At full speed, the Bradley will only take an hour and a half to cover 60 miles, while a heavy tank like the Russian T-90 will take more than 2 hours. These are the vehicles that Ukraine needs now. They're much more user-friendly than tanks, move faster between combat locations, and are much easier to repair. Even from the economic point of view, infantry fighting vehicles are much more beneficial. For example, a Bradley costs $3 million per unit, while the Abrams tank will cost $6 million in the most basic configuration. And if you still doubt the power of this machine, just take a look at how the Bradley destroys the enemy's best tank, the T-90 Breakthrough. The Ukrainian soldiers even joked that the enemy's equipment should be called failure. According to the soldiers, thanks to the skillful work of the crew and the rapid fire rate of the infantry fighting vehicle, they managed to disable the system of the Russian tank, the turret of which began to spin continuously, after which it was finally destroyed with the help of a drone. It's still unclear which drone completed the task, but we can only assume two options: the famous Bayraktar or the miniature Switchblade. What is their true value? The Switchblade is one of the best and most technologically advanced barrage munitions in the class. The goal of its creation is to provide dense air support with bombs and avoid the unnecessary costs of using larger drones. It's true that a dozen such units can replace an entire bomber. They're also hard to spot due to their relatively small size, and therefore much more efforts required to knock them down.
The type of conflict they're engaged with today really is almost ideal for the Switchblade capability.
The Switchblade can fly at an altitude of 14,750 feet at a speed of 100 miles per hour, and the maximum flight distance reaches 6 miles. Its main part contains a small but quite powerful projectile, which is enough to destroy enemy equipment or stop the movement of manpower. The drone is very easy to use, and only one person with a portable launch platform is enough to launch it.
It's really a combination of an artillery and a drone that has got the capabilities of both.
Such barrage munitions have perhaps the only drawback: they're disposable, but no less effective. But Ukraine also has larger drones like the TB2 Bayar. This is a full-fledged unmanned aircraft capable of taking off twice as high as the Switchblade, namely to an altitude of 26,900 feet and covering 93 miles at a speed of 140 miles per hour. There are 4 suspension points under its wing. They can be used to deploy various types of weapons. For example, the Roketsan MAM-L, which is a 44-pound corrected glide bomb. The impact of such a projectile can easily tear the roof off an enemy T-90. But the UMTAS guided anti-tank missile will cause much more damage. Its flight range is 4 miles, the weight's almost 88 pounds, and the power of the explosion is difficult to estimate. The secret feature of Bayraktar that few talk about is that it's very difficult to notice. In addition to the fact that it flies at high altitudes, the developers also installed almost silent engines.
It's very, very silent. It's very, very quiet.
And such drones are also quite profitable in production, as they're cheaper than fighter jets and sometimes even more useful. In fact, there's a weapon that can destroy enemy vehicles even faster, and some experts call it the best anti-tank weapon. We believe it's important to remind you of the power the Javelin has. I'm sure you've heard of this weapon, but if not, it's a 33-pound smart projectile that's used all over the world. Unlike its Stinger counterpart, the Javelin received a lot of fresh technology. This missile works on a fire-and-forget basis. All the operator has to do is press the start button. Then Javelin will determine its target, fly to a height of 980 feet, and fall from the top. This is almost always a devastating hit for vehicles, as the armor's usually thinnest on top. We can say that it's currently the best missile system available. But what's the reason for such a high rating? First of all, Javelin's very light. The weight of the kit, which includes a missile, a tube, and a command and control device, weighs just over 48 pounds. Secondly, one person can fire, although the standard crew is 2 soldiers. And thirdly, the homing head is not afraid of smoke, fog, or even electronic warfare. It guides the missile by the thermal radiation of the target and always hits where it's supposed to. It's difficult to overestimate the weapons transferred to Ukraine by the Allies. However, in reality, the war could have been over long ago if the Allies had decided to provide at least a couple of the vaunted laser systems or stealth bombers like the B21. It's undoubtedly the best aircraft of our time. Its power is even hard to describe. Think about it. How can the enemy fight something that cannot be seen? The fact is that the B-21 is both a hypersonic and invisible aircraft. Its speed reaches an incredible 1,864 miles per hour, which already makes it invincible, as 90% of enemy air defenses cannot attack such fast targets. The Panzer alone can be a problem, but here's the rub. The B-21 is literally invisible to equipment. It uses a comprehensive stealth system that includes a reflective coating and a radar jamming system. The Panzer uses missiles that are guided by a radar signal, but it simply won't be possible to aim them.
The shape of the B-2 is basically designed so that it minimizes the amount of radar that can be returned to the original source.
In addition, the B-21 flies at an altitude of over 72,180 feet and is equipped with ARM anti-radar missiles. They'll destroy any radar system, after which the radar will conduct a massive attack with cluster munitions. Speaking of laser weapons, it was also installed on the bomber, and now every enemy projectile is instantly destroyed by a laser beam heated to 1,832 degrees Fahrenheit. Isn't that a real miracle? If at least one such aircraft had been in the hands of the Ukrainian army, the war would have been over in minutes.
We have the opportunity to fire high-energy lasers and go against targets.
But even without this, the Ukrainian army is equipped with everything it needs to successfully defend its territory. They're armed with both strong aircraft and powerful ground equipment, and most importantly, people who are ready to go all the way to the end to protect their families and defend their land with all the courage and bravery they have. This is the end of the video. We'd be grateful for your likes and support in the comments. Also, write what other topic you'd like to see a video on our channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.